Hey, hey, hey.
Hi, hi.
She's back. Woo, 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 woo.
So excited to be back. Welcome to Dating Differently with Demi.
And Dr. Conti.
Today we are talking about how to know they're ready.
Mm-hmm.
How do you know they're ready?
Mm.
And we're excited about that. Dr. Conti and I have combined our expertise to create a strategic roadmap that helps you first prepare for healthy love so that you can confidently choose with clarity and sustain the right relationship.
Mhm.
So, Conti,
Mhm.
how do we know they're ready?
Ooh, this is a power packed one, y'all. We got a lot to talk about tonight. But out of everything we talk about tonight, I want you to hear these four letters. I want you to plant this in your head. Time. Time.
Yeah.
Time.
Yeah.
Time. Because we have to make sure that actions line up with what's being said. And it's so hard to figure that out if you're not, you don't even have to figure it out if you just take your time.
It's so interesting you said that. I
Mhm.
I was listening to a song earlier this week. It's an old song, so probably a lot of y'all don't know it. But it says, "Believe half of what you see and none of what you hear."
Mm,
And I do say half because we do say actions, but we also know that sometimes those actions are in place because they are doing things to get you or to get what they want from you. And I do say that.
mhm,
I know real quick, I remember one of the dates that I went on in the first week, he was saying, "You're going to have my last name." Yeah, run away real fast. Run
Run,
away fast. though
run.
though in time, we want to ensure that, as you're establishing your relationship, you're talking about and titles do come into place. And I see it looks like Jose has said hi several times. So we're saying hi to you.
Hello, hello.
But we want a title in place. You don't want a title that quickly.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Because, you know, and I want to go back to patterns.
Hmm.
A lot of times it's our patterns that get us in trouble. And until we learn different patterns, we say we know better, we are getting it, we're hearing you, but you're doing the same things. And so you have to be able to change those patterns. And so the difference between interest and intention is very different because people can have a lot of interest in you. They can be really interested in you, really like what you look like, really want to get, they enjoy your company. They do enjoy your company. All those things, they could be, they enjoy the access to you. We talked about while you were away, Jimmy, not being so accessible. People like that access. And if you give it to them, they will definitely take advantage of it and enjoy every bit of it. And they also enjoy the attention and the connection. But
Yeah.
none of that means that they're serious. None of that means that they're serious. And let me drop this right here. Should be automatic, but let me just drop this right here. They're not serious if they're married. I don't care what they tell you because it should be automatic. It should be automatic. But I have people
Yeah.
that come to me really thinking this person is serious, really wanting something serious with this person, and they are married. You're never going to get something serious with somebody that's married. They're not serious when they're serious about telling you they don't want to be serious.
Yeah. You know what? It's
They're not
interesting you
serious.
say that. I'm always the one to give examples. When I told, friends that I was available and I'm looking, right? I actually had someone, and I shouldn't just say friends, people in your social
Mhm,
circle, people
mhm.
that you know. But I had someone say, I know a really nice guy. You all will be perfect. And do you know? Oh, I said, just share my number, share my number. So he called me. We were talking and he said something. It was like, ding, 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 ding. Wait,
Mm-hmm.
what did you say? He's not divorced. He was separated in the process of getting the divorce, but they were still living in the same house.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
when I said, I
Yeah.
said, I think my friend was a little overzealous and,
Uh-huh.
but I said, my friend, but what
Mm-hmm.
I told him is I said, why don't you take some time, give yourself time? Because one of the ways you're always going to know if someone's ready is you got to be ready too.
Yep.
Because if you're not ready, you're not going to
You'll
be
miss it.
able to tell if they are. You're going to
Yeah,
miss.
you'll miss it.
And
You'll
I
miss it.
told him, call me back in 2 years. Call me back in 2 years. If I'm
Mhm.
still available, let's chat then.
That's right. That's right. Because if you're moving fast and you're moving forward with someone, you want, again, we talk about vetting all the time. We talk about vetting all the time. And so I was looking, and Demi and I shoot each other texts all day. We talk several times a day. And it was late that night. We had literally gotten off the phone talking about today's show. And I saw this post. I had to shoot it to her. The post was about a couple. The couple met, y'all get this, the couple met December 19th, 2025, and they were married, had gotten married on March 20. March, they met the 21st or 22nd or something like that of December, and they were married by March 19th. So that really wasn't even a whole full 90 days.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
everybody in the comments were, congratulations. Oh, this is so wonderful. They say when a man knows, he knows. And when you know, you know. And everybody was like all excited. And y'all, I just couldn't help it. I was about to jump out of my skin. Why is this such a good thing? Why is everybody so excited about this? Where do you, somebody, and I had to post, I really hope this is a wonderful union.
Yeah.
However, what about a woman taking her time to know? Because everybody was like, when a man knows, he knows. But what about a woman taking her time to know? This society in this day and age, we don't need to be rushing anything.
Yeah.
Yes, there's been times you met somebody back in the day. There were people who met 6 months and married, right away. But the odds are very, very low that that's going to work.
Yeah.
And you're just setting yourself up for failure. So how did she know he's really ready? You really don't in less than 90 days. You really don't.
And you said back in the day, let's just be for real. Back in the day, we all know that we would start on a job and we knew we were going to be on that job for 30, 40 years and retire. It's not like that anymore.
It's
When
not.
we talk about dating differently, same concept. And I really have to say, it's not just about her knowing, him knowing. We know that beginning, that first 90, 60, 90 days is the honeymoon stage
Mm-hmm.
of every relationship.
Yep.
Everything is great.
Yep.
You see each other when you feel good. Life is not really lifing. It's not until you deeper into it, 6 months in, where things change. You have
That's right.
job positions or careers that may change. You have life things that happen with family members. You have all of these things to see if, do we still like each other?
That's right.
Do we still just enjoy spending time when everything isn't perfect? When it's not every perfect situation. But I really think in today's world, it's about these clicks and likes. It's about getting a bunch of likes. It's about getting a lot of clicks. It's about, having a lot of attention online. And
Yes.
that's how you can get it.
Yeah. And this is why dating differently is called dating differently. You got to do it different these days. I also read something today too, which I've said it before, but it was another post again about how the STDs at this time are at a higher rate than they have ever been in people who are in their 40s, 50s, and 60s.
Yeah.
And that's because we come out dating from divorcees. As a divorcee, we come out from being a widower. We come out empty nesters. You've gotten your career settled. Now you really want to just start spending time with someone. And you think because you're honest and you're looking for something serious that this person is too, and they may not be. So that's why you have to take your time. I always say it takes the world. The world goes through 4 changes in 12 months.
Yeah.
The earth goes through the whole world. Everything goes through 4 changes in 12 months. Can you imagine how many changes a person goes through? And like you said, you want to see how they are under pressure. You want to see how they are when they're frustrated. You want to see how when they're tired. When they're hungry.
That's hard. Because I know I act completely different when I'm hungry.
Yes. So you want to see how they are when they're sick. You're not going to get the powerful Dr. Conti all in when she's sick. She is the biggest baby. And she's sick. She's sick. She's the baby. She don't want to, she wants, I need you to cater, help me. I can't move. I can't go to the kitchen.
Everything.
People need to see all of those different areas about somebody. Yeah. And we feel like even if we like somebody, you have to restrain yourself. And the other part about it is we sabotage. We have the tendency and the propensity to sabotage seeing if that person is really serious when we get too serious too soon.
Yeah.
That means holding hands, sleeping with them, talking about sex, all of those different things. When we get too serious too soon, you sabotage being able to see if they're really serious. Because now they could have been acting serious just to get the goods, right. Or they could be really serious, but because you gave the goods so soon, now they're kind of side-eyeing you. Now they're gonna take it, but they're kind of side-eyeing you, like, okay, well, maybe she's not marriage material. Remember, I said they put you in different categories. The girl that is just a fun girl, all of a sudden now, I thought she was going to be the marriage material, but she's not a fun girl because she was quick to go to bed.
You know what? You said that, and that's what I think we get confused about men. And I can't wait. We're going to have a man on the show with us. Yes, when a man knows, but what they do is they categorize us. They look at you, and you just said it. Are you the fun girl? Mm-hmm. Are you the one, I'm just going to have a good time with? Are you someone that is marriage material, possibly for me, or not even for me, but they know if that's what you are. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've had people tell me, I'm not your type. Mm-hmm. You're not you're not the person I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And so
probably because they saw that they were going to have to do some work. They saw that it wasn't going to be easy peasy. So am I the fun girl? Am I the girl that I got to put in a little work? I'm not somebody that I'm going to marry, but she's the project girl, meaning I've got to make this my project. I've got to do the things that make it look like I'm serious to get her, but it's still just for the capture or the seize for that, particular thing that they're wanting. Or she's marriage material. I'm not going to even come at her like that because I see she's this girl. I'm going to do all the right things. I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to be clarity. But you got to step back and let them be that to see.
And I like the way you said step back, because that's another way when they're ready, because you have to allow that person to pursue you. And yes,
if you're watching, put step back in the chat. Step back.
And I think I see Lori got it when you said there's different seasons in the year. But you really have to step back and allow a man to be a man and to pursue you in a way. And I don't necessarily hear what I'm saying. I'm not talking about the chase. I just mean they don't want a woman chasing them.
That's right.
Someone who really, really wants you, they're going to put that effort forth.
Put that effort in.
They absolutely are. And that's when you know they're ready. They're
Yeah.
going to put the effort in.
Yeah. And they're not going to be hot and cold. They're not going to be consistent today and not and distant tomorrow. Consistent today and distant tomorrow. They're not going to be someone that is you got to guess where they stand. They're not going to be someone that you have that they don't make their intentions known. They're going to make their intentions known. You're not going to have to guess. It's going to be clarity. But what you want to watch and see if that continues. I had somebody tell me, well, he's been consistent and it's been 3 weeks, or it ain't even been 2 months. Anybody can be consistent for 2 months or 3 weeks, and let alone if you live long distance. Someone told me she dated somebody for 6 months long distance, and I think I want to marry him. I said, you know what 6 months long distance is? 3 months in person.
That part, 3 months. If that.
Yeah. So ask yourself too. Ask yourself, listeners, is it them or is it me?
Yeah.
Because again, we have to break patterns. We have to break patterns.
You know, I see some of them have put step back. It's really difficult to do when you meet someone, or we talked about earlier, when you want that win. I say all the time, when you're looking for that W, it's difficult to do.
Yeah.
It really is. Or if you've run across a lot of people that are just, they wearing an L on their forehead. And you finally find that normal person, you know, you'll know that. So I want to spin around and go to, you know, as time goes on.
Yeah.
One of the ways that you know they are is 3 to 4 months in, they are ready to put a label on it. They are ready to say, you know, I'd like us to be exclusive. And what was so interesting, which was another post we saw, people asked, what's the difference between being in a relationship and being exclusive? I want to ask our listeners tonight, what's the difference between being in a relationship and being exclusive?
Well, are you waiting for them to put something in the chat? Or we were
You don't put it in chat, and now I took a pause, but it was so interesting to me, all of the different comments.
Yeah.
And you know, I know I'm happy to have you share, Dr. Conti. You know, for me, what I
would love to see what the audience say. I don't necessarily have to answer that.
Because for me, and it was a gentleman, it was a man that had asked the question. And you know, the first thing I thought is, first of all, it's a conversation. Because being in a relationship and being exclusive, either one you want to use, people define that differently.
Yeah, we had a talk. We had a show about that. Yeah,
absolutely. And if you haven't had that conversation, so you know, now we're talking about you've gotten to know someone, right? You're 3 to 4 months in. You should be having this conversation about exclusivity, about being in a relationship. And I didn't say one before then. I said 3 to 4 months in, right? And you got to have the conversation, because what you think exclusivity is not the same to everyone.
Yes, and then you end up in a lot of confusion, and confusion and seriousness does not cohabitate in the same house. If you're confused, they're not serious.
Yeah.
And if you don't get clarity on what the relationship is it defined for both of you, then you're going to be living in confusion.
I always ask, what am I consenting to? Lori said a friendship is a relationship, a situationship is a relationship, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. Celeste said conversations definitely need to happen so you both have alignment as to what it really means. That's right. I say that because even in different cultures, when you're married, there are different other cultures that when they're married, if they're paying for any type of other service, then that's not considered infidelity because it's transactional. So always have that conversation. So you'll know that they're serious, going back to what our title is, right? Because 3 to 4 months in, you're having that type of conversation with you.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. And that when somebody wants to know you on a deeper level,
Yeah.
it's not just coming over and Netflix and chill. And sometimes we get it confused because we want company, and it feels exciting that somebody wants to come over and see me. But if they just want to come over and see you at 10 o'clock at night,
Yeah.
girlfriend, stop getting excited. You're worth more than that. You're worth more than that. You value more than that. And so ask yourself, like, what are they showing me? Ask these questions to yourself. Your values or your goals or your visions in life align, and are they good with it? It's not just physical, it's not just a casual thing.
Yeah. I like the way you said that too. And it's also, are they not taking up all of your time?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are they interested, like you said, in some of the things that you're passionate about?
Yes.
For what something for me, and again, that's why I always go back to it starts with us.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a male or a female, there are things that I enjoy doing by myself, but there were things that I want to have with my partner. I
Right.
think we're getting to an age, I want something that we enjoy doing together,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's taking a walk or riding bikes or,
Mm-hmm.
those of you know that I play golf. I want someone to enjoy those type of things with.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's important to me. And so it was important for me to know, are you interested in things that I'm passionate about? I
Mm-hmm.
know one of our first, I want to say dates, but one of our first dates in first 90 days, we went to a town hall, went to this rally.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's what are things that we can do together. So to me, that's important too. That's how you know that they're serious.
Mm-hmm.
They really are interested in what you're passionate about, whether they want to do it too or not, but they have interest in getting to know who you are.
Yeah, because people who are serious, anybody can say they want to be serious, because those who are testing you or who really don't want to be serious, they're going to say all the right things a lot of times. But people who really want to be serious, they move different. They move different. So you can say you want to be serious, but like you just said, when you wanted to go to the town hall, you couldn't find them. They didn't want to go to the town hall. Well, when they wanted to come over at 10 o'clock at night and watch a movie, they were calling and texting and calling and texting. People who are serious, they move different. They're going to call, they're going to text, they're going to show you by the things that they do. They're going to notice that your light bulb is out and they come over. That's one of my issues when I was dating someone. Foggy is the person that we nickname. We give our people these nicknames.
I love it. It really is. And when you're
didn't notice the lights was out and it's dim in here and the light bulb need changed. When somebody's serious, really want the best for you and they're looking out for you, and it's like, you know what? I noticed the last time I was over here, your light bulb was out here. I bought some on the way. I stopped at Home Depot.
You know what I heard you just say? Oftentimes people ask, what is your love language? And I don't want anybody to ask me that. I want someone who is actually serious to want to get to know me enough to discover that is.
Yes. Yes.
Dr. Conti didn't have to tell me that one of her love languages is, or one of the main love language for her is acts of service. And if you're someone that you're getting to know and they are actually serious about you, they're going to learn that. And that is something that happens over time.
Yeah.
So let's say we're 3 to 4 months in.
Mm-hmm.
What are people doing? And I want to hear from some of the people in our chat. How do you know when someone's really serious? How do you feel when someone's actually serious? So I'm 3 to 4 months in. How do I know then?
Well, let's say 4 months. Let's say 4 months. I think, under 3 is kind of too early, but 4 and up, you should have met some friends and family members by now. You should not be a secret. If they're not taking you around, if they're not excited to have you in their life and showing other people that you're in their life, that's one of the ways to know that they're not serious about you.
Yeah. How did I know you were gonna say that? We know each other. We like right here, right here.
Yeah, that's a huge sign. I don't
Yeah.
care how busy they are. I don't care what their excuses are. Those are excuses. They're buying time. They're not trying to commit to a long time relationship with you.
So you talked about the word time, time. One of the things, and it came back to me, is what's the difference between, and I'm asking our listeners tonight, between making time and having time? And I'm going to tell you, because that is when you know someone is serious. You can move things around and make time. You'll say, I'm really busy, but I'm going to go ahead and make time for you. But when you have time for that person, that's when you know they're serious. And I say that from a perspective, and then let me say it a different way. I always have time for something I want to do. Always. I always have time. It doesn't matter what's in front of me. If you happen to be in my area and you said, I'm right around the corner, but I hadn't had plans to go out, but you said, hey, come meet me up the street. Let's go sit down and have a bite. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm done. I'm getting up. I'm getting dressed because I have time for people that are important. Now, if someone's to call me and say, I really want you to go, like we talked about, to the town hall or something, yeah, let me see if I can make time for that. And you kind of just do it because you don't have any choice, but you really may not do it. You might say, I can't make time. I got a lot of other things. I got other things I have to do.
Mm-hmm. Well, y'all, me and Demi don't, quiet as is kept, we don't always agree. Most of the time, but we don't always agree. And with this one, I don't particularly agree. I think it's the opposite. I think people who make time, you make time for what you want to do. You make time for the people that's important to you. I don't have no time. So you say have time or make time. I don't have time. But baby, if it's somebody I'm really digging and I think you going to be my number 22, hopefully not that, hopefully my number 10, which is my next one, I'm going to make some time. Of course, I am not saying that we have to stop, drop, because this is the wrong thing to do, is stop, drop, and move stuff all the time. And that person, no. But I think too, when someone is serious about you, that's what making the effort is about. That's what putting in some, what's the word I'm trying to find? Like inconveniences, some inconveniences, but it's all right because I want to see you. I want to spend time with you. So, I look at all of
I think we're saying the same thing. I'm just changing the words around.
Yeah.
I make stuff like I got to do something right after this. I'm going to make time for it.
Yeah.
But the stuff that I got to do, I have to, because that's so important. Mm-hmm. So I think we are saying the same thing. I just switched the words around. Mm-hmm. So we'll agree. We're going to say
Paula says, I pay attention to if the person movement matches mine. That's good. That's good. There's no such thing as procrastination. We people prioritize what they want. Absolutely. You prioritize what you want. You really do. You really do. So, and if you're not feeling prioritized, that was another reason why Foggy didn't make it. And everybody kept saying, and them tell y'all, go with what you feel. You have your boundaries. That's why I have my 5-step vetting process. You vet, you have your boundaries, you have your non-negotiables, you have your standards. And everybody kept saying, oh, but he's this and he's that and he's this and he's that. But I didn't feel prioritized. I didn't feel like you were making no efforts, moving stuff around. I ain't met no family member. You ain't serious. You're not serious. Yeah. You're not serious. I don't care. Yeah, every time you came, you brought flowers. And you know what? Some women would have been so excited about that. Oh, he really serious. He bring flowers every time. ain't met nobody, ain't playing no real dates. You know what I'm saying? No. And sometimes the reason we feel like people are serious is because of stuff like that. Because they may be bringing flowers, or you're talking to them all the time, or you feel that chemistry. And we say, we say chemistry is not connection, or that fast attachment, which those who try to fool you will create a fast attachment. So you can feel like they're serious. Oh, we had a good conversation. I think I talked about this one time before. One of my clients was saying that she could tell they were serious, and because they had a good conversation. Well, I have good conversations with the neighbors on the elevator. That don't mean we're a match. And then physical intimacy. Physical intimacy will make you think they're serious or you serious, and has nothing to do with being serious and wanting something for long term.
If that's what you're looking for,
because you could be if you want something in the moment. We talked about moment minded or marriage minded or serious minded. But if you're not serious minded, you just moment minded, then that's fine. But the problem is, and this is the problem. We say that, and I talked about that. We talked about this on that episode. We say we marriage minded, but you keep many of us doing the things that's only going to get you moment minded situations.
Yeah. I was able to listen to it later. I'm sorry that I missed that one because I had to go forward. But
I'm glad to have you back.
Yeah, thank you. Oftentimes that happens because we say what our type is, or we say what we desire, but we go with, but that's not my type, or that he's my type. And I was having a conversation, I don't know if I was having it with you or in the coaching, that if we really think back to what is our type is usually that person that got away, the one that didn't work, the one that we dropped the ball with. It's something like that oftentimes with people, that when you keep going to the same type of person and keep getting that same result. I'm laughing at the
comments too.
So
Ken said, poor Foggy, physical intimacy will make you think y'all in the lifelong covenant after 3 good weekends.
But I talked about that type, and we get stuck in that because we keep looking for that same person, but we're not getting to know and taking the time to get to know the person that has those core values and the things that we really are looking for.
Yeah. Remember, I said that when I learned to date differently, and when I worked on myself to change patterns, if 2 guys came in the room and I was attracted to the one on the left, I looked at the one on the right. I focused on the opposite, because what that had gotten me, my type, had not gotten me a healthy relationship or somebody that was serious. My type was, it wasn't the person that was going to be consistent, who had clarity. It was always that person because of that swag or certain things that they did outwardly, but their character inside was not what I needed. Now, does that mean you have to be attracted to somebody that is totally unattractive? No, it does not. But what it does mean is you can find there is someone out there that you can be attracted to, but still have good qualities. But it doesn't always look like you think it's going to look. It doesn't always come in. Most of the time, it's not going to come in the same package that you've been
packaged. And the difference is because you don't give them an opportunity. Because when someone, I think one of our listeners said it, when you're both matching each other's energy, and you find that person, that man, that woman that's doing all the things that you enjoy doing, everything that you've always desired, you are going to say, that is the most attractive thing.
Yes.
Someone treats me.
I always say, like I say, slow is the new sexy. Consistency is the new sexy. Taking my time and them really showing me that they value me, that's sexy as heck to me.
Yeah.
That's what you want. That's what you want.
Yeah. So Conti, I know that you had a few questions from.
Yes, yes, yes. We had a few questions. Let's see here. Let me go back and grab them. How long should it take to know if someone is serious? You may know immediately. You may feel immediately that they're serious, but you still have to, over time, seriousness becomes visible. Because some people will tell you, and I like the people that tell you right up front, look, I'm looking for something serious. Again, I'm looking for something serious. I want something serious. But you still got to wait and see if what they say is what they do and how they show and how they move. You can say you want something serious, but you still hanging out at the club. I ain't call you last night, baby, because I ain't get in at midnight. Okay, but you want something serious with me?
Like I said, like the song say, you got to believe half of what you see and none of what you hear. But in time, you do.
Yes, yes. You have to get force seriousness out of somebody also.
Yeah.
Can someone be serious and still move slowly? Oh, this is a good question.
Absolutely.
You know what? That's a good question, because like I just said a few minutes ago, people confuse being fast and let's move in and let's get that's serious. It's backwards. No, that's somebody that just wants something quick and easy and accessible.
Yeah.
That moving slow literally is something serious. So that's a good question, because obviously that person was thinking that if they moving so slow, they must don't want anything serious. Now, moving slow but consistent, not moving slow, not confusion. Talk to you today and you don't talk to them for another 2 days. They kind of slow. Right. No, that's not the slow. That's a different thing. But moving slow can actually be a sign of intentionality and not lack of interest. Yeah.
Yeah. And you said it. I mean, we all know if someone is interested or not. And then time will tell you if their words, if the words they're using really, really match. And it just really, their words match their actions. Mm-hmm. I mean, I remember meeting someone and he said he was interested in the same thing that I was. And don't misunderstand what I'm saying, just meaning I am looking for a long-term relationship that eventually turns into marriage. Because what I don't do is tell people exactly what I want. I don't give them the playbook. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But I knew when we spent time together, he didn't like me like that.
Yes.
Exactly. And I told him that. Yes. I was like, you don't even like me like that. Mm-hmm. So what are we doing? So, I felt in that situation, maybe he just thought if he hung around long enough, I would kind of give in to something else, but it wasn't happening.
Yeah.
Matter of fact,
that kind of go with this question, and this is the last one I read, but this kind of go with that question. What if they say they're serious but avoid commitment? They could be ready to be in something serious, but like Demi said, you don't like me like that. That they just weren't ready to be serious with you. They may be seriously about enjoying you, but not serious about building with you.
Yeah. And that's okay too. And that's why know what you want. Know what you want. I'm the one vetting. I'm the one, watching. I'm the one that is in this, and it's moving at my pace. I'm happy to say this is at my pace. And if you're willing to move at my pace, we're good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
I see that Ken said the new sexy is consistency, emotional stability, effort. Indeed. Absolutely.
Yes, it is. And that's my new type. That's my type. People talk about your type. If your type is not those things, consistent, emotionally stable, and showing some effort, then you might want to switch types.
And I will say, even after 6 months, if the same thing doesn't continue,
that's right.
And you're on down the line, folks, like that, just like that. Mm-hmm. So if this conversation spoke to you, I want to tell you all, we love to hear from you between Wednesdays. So DM us, hit us up on Facebook and YouTube, join our group page, subscribe to subscribe to our YouTube page, follow us on Instagram, and all of our social media platforms.
Yes, yes, yes. Please, please join us next week. As always, we have some great, great conversations, and we'll continue to give you strategies to date with clarity and move with intention. That's what this is about. We want you to be able to move with intention and choose with confidence. So we look forward to continuing to help you love intentionally,
heal completely,
and
date differently.
You all be blessed.